A sudden hush fell over Lipan, Manhattan's crown jewel of fine dining. The kind of place where even a cough feels like a sin and everyone's fork is silver, not steel. Picture it, crystal chandeliers glowing like stars above perfect linen, the air thick with the scent of truffles and old money. On an ordinary night, you might hear soft jazz drifting over the clink of wine glasses, but tonight the music died with a jolt. In the corner, Ethan Caldwell, a billionaire known as much for his charm as his taste for humiliation, rose to his feet, his designer suit almost glowing under the lights. All eyes landed on him, but the real heat fell on Sophia Jenkins, the black server he now targeted. You ever witness a storm building over something as simple as a dinner plate? Yeah, that happened. Ethan's voice cut through the restaurant, low and sharp. I don't understand how a prestigious place like this could hire someone like you. He stared Sophia down like she was some blemish on his night, not a human being with a story of her own. Sophia, trying to steady her breath, gripped her tray so tight her knuckles went white. The room's energy crackled, whispers, sideways glances, pity, and shock rippling from table to table. Even the pianist let his hands hover, notes left hanging. Didn't you hear me? Ethan pushed, jabbing a finger. I said, I don't want someone like you serving me. I came for excellence, not for a diversity lesson. That word, diversity, fell from his lips like a curse, ringing louder than any toast. Sophia swallowed, fighting to keep her dignity wrapped around her like that thin black and white uniform she wore. Her eyes, usually alive, clouded with pain, but she never let them drop. In the crowd, a woman in red murmured to her partner, an old man's brow furrowed at another table, but no one spoke up. Not yet. Sophia's voice, when it came, surprised even her. Sir, if you'd like, I can fetch the manager for you. Calm, clear, refusing to stoop to his level. Ethan slammed his fist on the table, glass shattering, wine blooming across the white tablecloth. I want you out. Now. How dare you stand there like you belong? The humiliation was brutal and public, but what hurt Sophia most was the echo of every slight, every whispered insult she'd carried since childhood. In her mind flashed her daughter, Lily, the real reason she worked herself to the bone. That tiny hope in the dark, dreaming of a world that might treat her better. See, Sophia's life was never velvet ropes and champagne. Raised in a tough pocket of Queens, she knew the smell of bleach and bust diesel better than perfume. Her parents scraped by, her teachers doubted her, classmates teased her skin, her hair, her dreams. She grew up believing that hard work and kindness could dig her out, but every step forward felt like it cost her something. When she got pregnant at 20, the boyfriend vanished. Her family's disappointment was crushing, but she held Lily close and told herself that one day, she'd make things better. Lipan. Sophia's job was a miracle wrapped in pressure. A black server in a white glove world. She knew she'd have to work 3 times as hard just to be called good enough. Her coworkers' smiles stopped at their lips. Her every move watched, judged, second-guessed. Emma and Caroline, 2 servers, once sneered behind her back. Probably just a diversity hire. She'll never fit in with our clients. Sophia heard, took a breath, and kept going. She memorized the menu, polished glasses until her hands ached, learned every wine story. Some regulars warmed to her. Most didn't. The real battles were the ones she never talked about. Mrs. Montgomery, a regular, who critiqued every dish with a chill, then accidentally knocked a glass, muttering, "Some people should just stick to cleaning." Each insult, Sophia absorbed. Each time, she refused to break, but nothing compared to tonight. When Julian, the other server, slipped in the kitchen and couldn't work Ethan's table, the manager, Richard, called Sophia over. Her hands shook, but she nodded. Understood, Richard. As she approached Ethan, he looked her up and down, a sneer already forming. You know what you're doing? I hate repeating myself. She smiled politely. I'll do my best, sir. All night, Ethan found reasons to belittle her. The wine label, the napkin fold, even her posture. I've dined in Paris, London. Never seen someone like you in places like this, he mused loudly, so others could hear. When Sophia presented his steak, Ethan made sure everyone at nearby tables caught his next line. You don't belong here. Lipon's desperate for good press, hiring you to look progressive. Something inside Sophia snapped awake. She stood taller, her voice calm but ringing out. Sir, I'm here because of my skill and my work. Kindness and respect don't come with a price tag. The whole restaurant froze. You could hear the ice clink in a water glass. Ethan's face went crimson. He shot up, yelling, You'll regret speaking to me like that. I can ruin you. He stormed out, his entourage trailing behind as Sophia's legs wanted to buckle, but she stood, steady and proud. Richard, pale, whispered, Do you know what you've just done? Sophia nodded, voice low. I couldn't stay silent. Then, shocker, the doors burst open. Ethan stormed back, angrier. You think a few words beat me? I'll ruin your life, Sophia Jenkins. You'll regret this. Sophia, trembling but resolved, replied, If defending my dignity is a mistake, I'll live with it. I won't regret speaking the truth. Ethan sputtered, spun around, and left for good. But the air remained thick with threat as the night wound down. Diners who'd witnessed the showdown came to Sophia. One after another, they quietly offered support, saying, You did the right thing, stay strong. You've inspired us. It was the first warmth she'd felt all night. After closing, Richard told her the owner, Patrice, would stand by her no matter what. Sophia, still terrified, held on to that hope as she walked home. Clutching Lily tighter than ever, by morning, everything changed. Someone's phone video of the confrontation exploded online, Sophia's courage sparking national debate. Some praised her, others sent hate. Reporters camped outside her building. Patrice arranged security, made it clear Lipon would never tolerate discrimination, not even from billionaires. Sophia became a symbol, her life no longer just her own, her fight now standing for thousands of others. Then, the twist. Patrice called Sophia to the restaurant for a special guest. Bill Gates himself showed up, moved by her courage, and asked her to become the face of a new initiative, Project Decency, to fight injustice for vulnerable workers everywhere. Sophia, stunned but determined, accepted, realizing the world was watching, waiting for her to lead. With new threats from Ethan, a storm of support and criticism online, and Lily's future in her hands, Sophia had to choose: shrink back into the shadows or step forward into the light, uncertain and unsteady, but unbreakable. At the launch of Project Decency, Sophia stood at the podium, heart pounding, and said, One act of kindness, one voice of courage can start a wave of change. We cannot remain silent in the face of injustice. If I could do it, so can you. As the applause thundered, Sophia looked around, at the place where she'd been hurt, now filled with hope, and understood her journey wasn't just about her own dignity, but about the fight for all who are silenced. She walked out into the night, moonlight bright on her face, knowing tomorrow would bring new battles, but also new allies, new chances to do what's right. And if you were in her shoes, would you have the courage to stand up? Share your thoughts below. Does dignity have a price, or is it worth any cost? If Sophia's story moved you, share it and join the conversation. The world needs more voices, now more than ever.